the official podcast, Black Girls Speak. I am your host, CleoDaGodmother, and I am here to talk about all things Black women, all things Black girl, all things Black.
Her aura, breathtaking. Her name, Black woman. I am Chelsea Coleman, aka CleoDaGodmother, the creator and host of Black Girls Speak TV, and this is Black Girls Speak, a podcast for and about informing, uplifting, and empowering women of color across the globe.
Do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel so you can always be notified. Become a part of the Black Girls Speak Nation. Also, if you are already subscribed, turn on post notifications. Duh. Don't you want to see me? Don't you want to talk to me? Don't you want to hear me talk? I'm doing something a little different. So for the beginning of every video, I will always have a goal for the day, a song for the week, and then only on one episode for the month, I will have a book of the month. Because I was giving y'all too much knowledge that y'all wasn't, trying to take in. So we gon' cut it down a little bit until y'all really want it. You know what I'm saying? The goal for today is to familiarize yourself with Black female comedians. We don't really hear a lot about those at all, do we? We don't. Now, the song of the week is Aphrodite by RINI. He's a new underground artist, so check him out. I will have that in the description box below. Also, the book of the month. I love poetry, so the book of the month is Soul Food and Sour Honey by Chapita. As you can see, I done wore this out, okay? I love poetry. The back is nice. This front is nice. I ordered this off of Amazon. I don't know the price, but you already know. I will have this in the description box below. So, I got a special treat for y'all today. Today, we have a special guest, an up-and-coming comedian. But before we get into that, let's get into the recent topics. President Biden has paused student loans. He's supported small businesses. He's lifted a Muslim ban. He's repealed a transgender military ban. And he's ending private prisons. So kudos to him. We just gonna wait and see how evil he can be. Also, before Trump left, he pardoned Kodak Black and Lil Wayne. Now, before, I just thought Lil Wayne was a traitor. You traitor. Oh my God, I can't believe you. And Lil Wayne has his days. He didn't say stuff like, Black Lives Matter don't apply to him and all that nonsense. But it seems like he was low-key using Trump. I don't know. Just, put it in there. Because, they were cool and now he's pardoned and now he don't... Lil Wayne, I see you, but I see you. We know we got to speak on those thugs and those animals breaking into the Capitol, right? The thugs and the animals were able to get into the Capitol. Mind you, if that was us, it would have been a massacre. Everybody would have got killed. Nobody would have been able to go into the Capitol and take pictures of the files, steal, classified information, smear feces on the wall, and act like animals without being stereotyped. Isn't that great? Wasn't it amazing to see the privilege? Wasn't it amazing to see the audacity, the entitlement? Because I'm pretty sure y'all know if that was us, it wouldn't have happened like that, right? Right. Amanda Gorman, oh my God. I could have cried seeing her up there like that, man. I'm so proud of you. You should be proud of you because you did that. You were the first and the youngest Black female poet to grace the inauguration. You should be ecstatic. They should be calling you right now. You should be booked and busy right now. Thank you, because we needed that. Let me drop something on y'all that y'all might not like to hear, but I'm gonna drop it anyway. So, for those of you who are, because right now I am in Louisiana, that's where I'm from, and there was an Amber Alert a couple days ago about a little girl getting abducted by her sex offender uncle. Praise God they found her. But it seems like New Iberia Parish is dwindling because last year, November 2nd, 2020, they found Quawan Charles dead in a sugarcane field. He left October 30th with his white friend and his white friend's mother. Never returned home. They found him November 2nd, dead. And I'm pretty sure that this is y'all first time ever hearing this. I will be putting the article and the GoFundMe for him for his services and things like that in the description box below, because yet again, another black child, another black person is killed and there's nothing said about it. But when the white lady who got shot, who broke into the Capitol, it would say her name everywhere. It was, that's not right. She was a patriot. She went in there risking her life to fight for Trump, because that's what they were fighting for, Trump. We know when they died, she was a mogul, and she was a legend. We can't believe that they killed her, that a black boy is killed, and nobody even checks his friend or his friend's mom. Nobody even hears about it. Let's get into the actual topic at hand. A lot of us, well, I'm not gonna say a lot of us, because, you know, I don't know y'all like that, but you know. Me, I'm gonna speak for me. It is not normal for me to see black female comedians being portrayed or described or depicted in a big light. You know, they get little to no credit for how they contribute to comedy as a whole. I love comedy. I love laughing. I love watching funny movies. I love being able to recite a joke that somebody made in a movie or in a stand-up, because I think that comedians hold a very pivotal place in society. They make this hell of a world hella funny. But I've always wondered why they never shine light on black female comedians. So now I gotta drop some knowledge. You already know y'all already know I come with the Moms Mabley. Let me say it again. Moms Mabley. Have any of you heard of her? Probably not. She began her career in the 1920s, and she did a little music too. Loretta Mary Akin, aka Moms Mabley. Now, the funny thing is, she stole her name from her late husband. She said that he took everything from her, so why not take his name? Shout out to Moms Mabley. She is a veteran entertainer, well, was, Lord rest her soul. She was a veteran entertainer at the Chitlin Circuit. Now that was the African-American, you know, place where they went to host comedy shows and do their thing in the 1920s. She was also, let me tell you, put y'all on history. She was also the first openly gay female comedian in the 1920s. Crazy, right? At 75, she was the oldest living person to have a U.S. top 40 hit in the 1970s. Black woman, stop Stop playing with her, man. She was the first Black female comedian to perform at the Apollo Theater. The Apollo, y'all. Now, y'all, if y'all, you know, I was born in 97, you know, so I caught the end of the 90s, but baby, back then, the Apollo was the shit. You know the Apollo was the shit. Why don't nobody ever talk about Black women in history? We hear the same 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people. I need more. I had no idea who Moms Mabley was. And see, I can say that. I can say I had no idea who she was until I started to get invested into Black female comedians. Because it's something that we don't talk about. Moms Mabley opened up the door for Black female comedy. Now, to follow her were comedians like Monique. Y'all, I love Monique. Fat Girls, y'all. Now, Monique is considered a queen of comedy and has won many awards. She's the 14th Black woman to win an award for Best Supporting Actress. Now, you know that came from Precious. I know y'all done seen Precious, man. We also have Simone. Now, Simone is considered the diva of contemporary comedy. And she won the Richard Pryor Award for Comic of the Year. Then we also have Adele Givens. We also have Wanda Sykes, who was the first Black woman to get her own show. Shout out to Wanda Sykes. And she was openly gay. She said, F all that. And then we have Issa Rae, Tiffany Haddish, Robin Thede, and so on and so forth. Women who are literally making the way for Black female comedians. Now, y'all know just a few years ago, you normally saw white comedians, you know, gracing the cover of magazines, having their own shows, and doing what they do best. But Black women have, in spite of the lack of attention, kept killing it in comedy. And they continuously told stories in unique and captivating ways. For today's episode, I decided to take it upon myself to interview an up-and-coming Black female comedian. So let's get into the interview. The surge of social media usage to brand ourselves has pivoted many Black entertainers, especially Black female comedians. We all know about Just Hilarious, B. Simone, and Pretty B, and Lala Milan, and others who have progressed in the comedian industry just based off Instagram. But today, I wanted to incorporate an up-and-coming Black comedian. First of all, we wouldn't even be seeing y'all, so we need more of you. This is Kyndra Crump. She is an up-and-coming comedian based in Atlanta, Georgia. And she currently attends Clark Atlanta University, where she's obtaining her bachelor's in mass communications.
Hello. And you know the reason we don't see a lot of many more female comedians because they're out there, you know, probably sucking some good dick to try to think that they're going to.
Okay, all right.
I think that's what it is. I really think that's what it is. Oh my, you know what? I got the future. Your future's bright, baby girl. Come on over here and audition for me. Yeah, okay. That's all I say about that. That's how we get the ball rolling over here.
So I have a question. How is it being a full-time independent comedian and also being a full-time student?
Well, comedy, you know, came before school. Like, I didn't care about school. Like, in school, only thing I wanted to do at the time was play basketball, be popular, and having a boyfriend for every day of the week. And I failed at like 2 out of the 3. You know, I tried being popular, and I'm like, man, I thought this was gonna be like in the movies. Like,
right?
No, it doesn't work like that. I want to have a boyfriend every day of the week with the guys that I was interested in. They like hoes. I'm like, I can't get around. My mom won't even let me leave the house. I want to sneak people in. I can't do that. Back to the story. But no, when it comes with school, I always learn. You have to have school is not for everybody, but it's good to have some form of an education. Either, you know, if you're trying to get your GED, like a diploma, something that says that you finished, right?
Yeah.
And so This is my last semester, God willing.
Oh, me too. Yes.
Yes.
Graduation.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And I'm gonna be taking like a 2-week vacation, just traveling.
As you should.
You know, I'm not, and hell, I might meet my soulmate when I'm traveling. Like, it's about time, huh?
That's what I'm talking about.
It's about time. And that's the thing about it as well. Like, people, it's so crazy how I know people in their 50s, their 60s, and they have not left their hometown. They don't really travel. They still see the same 10 people, you know, and I'm like, guys, like, listen, you already know about them. Just go out and live your life. But as far as with school, it does get tough because, of course, college is not going to be like what you think it is. Like that American dream that they say is so easy to get. You can get that American dream, but it's like 1% of that population is going to get that one. You know, college graduates is going to get that. So for me personally, I just got to the point in my life where I'm like, you know what, let me graduate from the school. And then, like, I actually want to go and get my doctorate in child psychology. So I could be Dr. Crump hyphen Taylor. The reason I say hyphen Taylor is because Rapper the Game is my husband and he knows it. He just won't respond back to my DM.
Oh, wait. Say it
Listen,
again. Who's your husband? Who is it?
The Game, Rapper the Game, JC on
Okay.
Taylor. Look, I know you got 100,000 listeners, so look, I need someone out there to tell him to respond back to my DM. I sent him on April 19th at 1 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. Okay, he was up. He was up. Same. Okay, but yes. Other than that, but that is like I have multiple different dreams and different things I wanna go for, just in case God is like, Kyndra, comedy might not be what you're supposed to do. I have other plans for you.
Of course.
That's how I look at that.
Okay. So, who are your inspirations in comedy?
I'm gonna give you a top 5.
Okay, that's what I like. That's what I like. Okay, I'm ready.
Top 5 favorite comedians, but there's only one person who's a comedian, and he also does other business ventures as well.
Okay.
So let's talk about that one person first. That one person is Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey. Now, mind you, I can't quote nothing from Steve Harvey. I don't know no quotes by him, but I do know that man's been popping since the 90s. Okay.
Fact.
So let me say he started off with, I mean, really, he's been doing his comedy career since the 80s, but he didn't really get the recognition that he has now until the 90s. So he started off, you know, Def Comedy Jam, Showtime at the Apollo, the Steve Harvey sitcom show. He then went to have his own radio show, Steve Harvey Show, where one time, I think it was probably about a year ago, I was just listening to the radio show just online, and I was like, I was looking up a video online on YouTube, and I'm like, where is Steve? He's not even in the studio. The man was at home chilling, recording from his house while everybody else was in the studio. That to me is so amazing. That's what I'm trying to get to. You know, I don't care about having my own parking space. I want to just park at my house and do all my work from there. Okay. So, you know, then he had his book turned into a movie. Like, I like writing as well. So with all that being said, me per se, that's the number one influence. And of course, he has a daytime TV show. And so when I have my TV show, the Kyndra Crump Show, I'm just gonna be out there and definitely trying to get all the people who have allowed me to grace their podcast. You're gonna be actually on my TV show, so I'm gonna do like a Friday segment. Okay, my Friday segments are gonna be like, okay. Normally I send for the ones that don't know, I do random polling questions, and sometimes when random polling questions are pretty wild. Okay, but they make you think. Okay, and it's never a wrong or right answer. So with all that being said, I want to do like maybe a random polling question. If you want to be on the pros side, you can be on the pros or the cons side, and we're debating. And I'll fly you out, but and I'll put you in a nice hotel, but still bring some bed bug spray, okay? Because sometimes these hotels be
that'd be nasty.
They be lacking, okay? I can put you in a 5-star hotel, but then you might see a spider, okay? So bring
that don't even make sense. Don't even match up. How you gonna put me in a 5-star? But
because they be lacking, okay? You know, listen, they are underpaying Maria Esmeralda, okay? You think they give a damn about us? Back to the story. But yes, my top 5 favorite comedians are in no particular, and I'm going to exclude Richard Pryor, Dave Chappelle, and Kevin Hart. Even though Kevin Hart is not funny, he just, I'm gonna be honest with you. When you start wearing a dress, You sold out. All right, that's all I'll say about that. I'm not gonna try to get you
No, we
canceled.
gotta come back. We gotta
I'm
come
not
back
gonna
to
I'm
that.
not gonna
Stay
get
on
you
top
canceled on
five,
that.
and then I'm gonna come back to that.
That's fine. Let's talk about it. So my top 5, excluding those 3, Arnaz J. For the ones that don't know Arnaz J, check him out on Def Comedy Jam. The man is amazing. I'm gonna go with Cedric the Entertainer, Steve Harvey, Chris Rock, and my last one is Carlos Miller from the 85 South Show and Wild 'N Out.
That man is hilarious. Like his comedic timing is impeccable. I'll be like, what? Yeah,
it is.
Okay,
it really
so it's interesting how they all were men.
I'm gonna throw one woman in there. Her name is comedian Miss Pat. I found her off of the Breakfast Club on one season, like a couple of years ago, and I was like, and she's from Atlanta as well, and I was like, this woman is dope.
Wow.
Like she's real deal dope. So that's why you know. And again, there are some good women, female comedians out there who don't just talk about sex, because I think oftentimes what happens is the reason why I might be sexualized is because the previous comedians in the early 2000s talked a lot about that. So they think, oh, so Kyndra, what can you do?
Right.
I'm like, link your bank account to mine. That's what I can do.
Oh,
okay.
my
Don't have time for that. You better get out of my face.
Baby, I want to know why you feel like a man wearing a dress is selling out.
I look at it like this. Oftentimes, it's all about your character. Okay, y'all follow me with this.
Yeah,
people often
let's go. We're going on a trip. I'm ready.
Yes, get your mid and your 40 and have some fun. Okay.
Okay.
So I look at it like this. A lot of guys out there, women, men, people in general, will say, "Oh, I'll never sell myself, sell my body to make it." But then when it gets to the point where, let's say you're in the studio with your favorite producer or whomever, and they're like, "Okay, well, here is $100 million right here. Sign this contract, but here's one stipulation: you have to do whatever we tell you what to do." So people are thinking, oh man, well, I'm poor. My mom's been struggling. I want to pay off that house.
Yep.
I just got me a new girlfriend and I want to, take her to somewhere nice. And I'm tired of going to Wendy's for the 4 for 4, which actually was a really great idea, by the way. Back to the story. So you sit here and think, I really want to make it. But one of my favorite scriptures in the Bible, well, not one of my favorite, but not one of my favorite, but something that I've heard before was, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world but lose his soul? Mm-hmm. So a lot of people, and think about it. What straight man do you know actually wears a dress? Dresses up like a woman? That's not, on top of that, it's just not funny to me. Let me go a little bit deeper. Sometimes we as Black people, we support things just because it's Black and we fail to realize it was not good. For example, let's talk about Martin Lawrence. I like the show Martin, but I didn't like Snot-Nosed Rodney. That wasn't funny to me. What's funny about a kid having snot on his face and he's whatever, talking back to an adult? That's not funny to me, because I punch you right in your face. I'd be ready to square up with kids, and I have to stop myself because they're kids, but I don't care. Okay. Back to the story. I never thought, like, some scenes, I don't know if you guys remember the scene where Martin and Gina originally were going to get married in the church, but because both sides of the family kept arguing, they just left. They left a note saying what they were going, that they've left. Y'all can't get it together. So Mama Payne decides to run around the church pew, biting off pieces of the chair and spitting them out at people and doing backflips. That wasn't funny, and again, when I said this before to other Black people, they said, Kyndra, I definitely agree. And I'm like, guys, I say the things that people are afraid to say. Like, for example, I love Tyler Perry and I love what he has done. He's made opportunities for us, people who haven't been in the film industry in a while. He's opened that door. how many times you gonna keep? And I'm glad he stopped making those Medea films. I hope. But how many times are you going to continue to make profit money off of stereotypes in the Black community? How many times you gonna do that? And you're dressing up as a woman, and it's not. And I'm like, bro, we all know for a fact you're not straight. If you just say, I got a beard, this is my beard. Let me have a child to make it look like I'm out there pounding women. Come on now. Come
Oh,
on. You know what's up. You probably adopted that kid. No, I'm just playing. Anyway, back to the story. I'm probably gonna get a bunch of rotten tomatoes and
no,
ideas.
because it you didn't lie. Let's start there. What you said wasn't a lie though, because that is something that a lot of Black male comedians do. They profit off of the Black woman stereotype. Loud and, she's angry all the time. That's what they do. I mean, Martin Lawrence was Big Mama and Tyler Perry was Medea and
Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx was Wanda.
Who?
Jamie Foxx was Wanda.
Boom, there we go.
But I can't. But you know what? Here's the thing, though, Chelsea.
And
this is something
wrong with it. But it's like you're only contributing to what they already think of us, and you're making money off of it while we suffer the consequences.
Mm-hmm. But here's my question. I want to know, where do they even get this idea that a Black woman acts this way? Because out of all the many Black women that I know who are actually women that were born a woman, I've never seen the whole popping and snapping the neck and whatever else, like popping the lips, all that fingers. I've never seen that. We don't act like that. Now, mind you, I'm a tomboy, but I'm still girly girl at heart. I don't be acting like that. I know you don't act like that. Like, you have your nails, but you ain't doing all this zigzag. You ain't doing all that zigzag, making a Z across, spelling words in the air with your fingers. You ain't doing all that. Where did that come from?
Oh man.
That's what I'm trying to. I never understood that.
They'll be mad at you.
Here's my thing, and I love the LGBT LMNO community. I do. At one point, I thought I was one. Okay, I didn't know what I like. I said, hey, men don't like me. Women keep on grabbing on my butt. Maybe I'm supposed to like women, right? No, women are annoying too. All right, back to the story. All I'm just trying to say, I'm a free spirited hippie, honey. You don't know me very well. All I'm just trying to say is this. There's some things. This is what I think it happens. In the world wants you to be okay with certain things that you know is not okay. And if I sit here and try to argue about it, oh, I'm the person who's wrong. The FBI hears about me that I'm making a speech about how whatever the truth, and they're gonna say, oh, we're going to poison Kyndra's food to get her out of here. Come on now, look, y'all wake up and smell the kill coffee every time somebody great, and not even great, somebody out there who has a large enough voice, they speak the truth, they kill them off. Come on now, and it ain't no coincidence.
You're right, though. It's not.
Look at Dr. Sabi. He was killed off. Look at Johnny Cochran. Johnny Cochran had got OJ off for that murder that we all know he did. He was killed off. Come on now. It ain't no coincidence. Bobby Christina and Whitney Houston both died the same way. Come on now.
Same way.
It ain't no coincidence. And you know what? Here's something else that people don't know. They make more money off of you when you're alive. When you're dead than you're alive. A lot of people don't know that. It's so much out there that I know, but I choose not to speak on it because people are not woke.
They
don't understand.
They not. Do I even want to get in? Let's focus on you. Okay. So I have a question since we're talking about Black women and the stereotypes. Do you feel that Black female comedians have been hindered by society as far as what they can talk about? Because you spoke on it, but I want to go a little deeper with you. Do you feel like at certain points you guys have been told what to say, so y'all follow that same kind of rhythm as far as what y'all talk about when y'all do stand-up, when y'all do y'all TV shows? Because There are people like Issa Rae who have like she made her own show and she did it differently. You know, she was the awkward black girl. Mm-hmm. But it's almost normal for y'all to get up on stage, for y'all to get on y'all comedy show and be vulgar and be nasty, like you said, talk about things that we know y'all gonna talk about. But do you think that if you were to branch out, that you would be stopped? Do you think that society wouldn't like it? Do you think that that would have an effect on your viewers, on your following?
I definitely do. I believe that. I think a lot of people are just conditioned. They're scared. They're like, well, nobody's gonna, want to hear you or listen to you if you're not opening your legs or some hole in your body to make it, And I mean, yeah, shout out to all the people out there who, when they go get a rectal exam, it's like you can make an echo because it's so wide. Back to the story. So it's a lot of people out there who feel like, and I had to learn myself because I started like I jumped on the Snapchat train in 2016. And at the time, that's like when I first started doing my comedy, recording the videos. So at the time, I was very Little Kim hardcore in it, right? And people were like, Kyndra, this is funny, but what else can you talk about? Sex is always going to be funny. But if you can make people laugh without going that route, if you can make people laugh without using any profanity, you really got a gift.
Right.
So with that being said, for me per se, I had to start studying after other comedians. You can be funny no matter what, but again, you can get canceled as well. And I have
just that fast.
I have multiple cancel jokes that I had, and I'm like, I don't know how y'all are sensitive. And we were raised off of South Park and Futurama and Family Guy.
Right.
But to me, it's unfortunate that women can't really be who they want to be and themselves. Here's my thing. It's not even women in comedy. It's women going after their dreams, trying to be out there in the music industry. Like those really big celebrities who made it, they done did something strange for a piece of change. If you,
how you know that it does something strange for a little piece of change?
Because I know that if you want to make it extremely big, I'm gonna tell you guys a story. I'm gonna tell y'all a story, okay?
Ready.
This is gonna be a quick 3-4 minute story. So again, get your because your mid, I feel like your mid is now a roast. So get fire up some more mid, okay?
Right, and get it together.
That's it. So I'm gonna tell y'all a story. One of my homeboys, this is 15 years ago. He's 30 now.
Okay.
So he was 15 at the time. He actually is very talented. He's hilarious. He sings. If fighting was a sport, which I think it is, it's called UFC. But if street fighting was a sport, he would excel in that as well. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Talented. So I don't know if you guys remember the song "Get Silly" by VIC. It came out like in 2000.
Yes.
Okay, so
that was nostalgic right there. They brought me back to a place.
Okay, all right, bring it back. Like 4 flats on a Cadillac. All right, back to the story.
Oh, yes.
So what happened was they were on the radio announcing if you want to get on, have a record deal, perform, in front of some producers, come here at this location to get signed or whatever else it may be. And so he decides to walk up in there. He's in the waiting room with like three other guys. And then one dude comes out 2 minutes later when he's sitting down. One dude comes out. He's like, hey, man, I don't know what's going on back there, but y'all need to get up out of here. Y'all need to run. It's like the movie Get Out in a way, right? Everybody looking around like, okay, what's bro on? Like, what's wrong with him, right? Mm-hmm. 3 to 5 minutes later, another guy comes out, but he's more exuberant than the first guy. Like, hey, man, y'all need to leave. These people acting weird. Y'all need to go. Everybody's still looking around like, what is he talking about? My homeboy goes back to the room. He's listening to they're listening to his tape. They say, hey man, this is really good. This is really good that what you're doing. But okay, if you're trying to go further with your career and actually trying to make it, you're going to have to do homosexuality acts with us. One of us, a group of us. My homeboy's like, wait, what? He's like, well, how do you think that people actually make it out there in the industry? This is what we do. And he's like, so how much do you want the fame? And so my homeboy, he looked at him and he's like, I want to make it, but not this way. He's like, I appreciate y'all, Now, as he's walking out of the room, he looks to his left. There's a guy doing the walk of shame down the hallway. So I said to my homeboy, I'm like, hey man, who was that? He's like, Kyndra, here's the worst part. That guy never made it on. So now he is basically deemed as, because you know, stereotypes is there's no such thing as a bisexual man, you're just gay. He's deemed as a gay man because of the fact that he wanted to make it that bad. There are some people out there I know who are very talented. I'm and again, I think what has to happen is, and a lot of y'all are not going to believe this, but if you're trying to, and again, go after your dreams, but do not lose your soul. And if you have, you know, whomever comes after you to try to get you to sell your soul, say no. It's up to you. It's whatever you want to do. But the fact of the matter is that I don't want to ever have to do that. If I'm a prostitute, it's because I wanted to do it. Okay, I did it on my own, not because I felt like I was desperate and I really wanted to make it. I'm not gonna go on no date with no man because he claims that he has the keys to my future. I get a lot of that as well. Like
what? Oh, we gotta talk about it. We gotta talk. Wait a minute. Okay, wait.
Let me tell you.
You're a black female comedian,
mm-hmm.
and there are white men. Right? White men or is it black men, or it's both?
Wait, say that. You said, are these black men or white men who are coming on to me?
Mm-hmm.
So far they've been black men, but I'm sure white men are gonna come. I mean, that's it so far. I'm gonna tell y'all what happens to me. This is what happens. A lot of these men are not gonna want to give me the opportunity to, let's say I want to interview them, because I do interviews as well. Let's say I want to interview them. Let's say I'm trying to interview somebody else that they claim that they know, in quotation marks. Mm-hmm. They're not gonna give me the time of day because of the fact if I'm not doing nothing with them. They'll try to come on to me. I'm like thinking, bro, you can come on to me after we handle business. Handling business is you got me to have an interview with the person I said that I wanted to have an interview with. I've had this one particular guy came on to me, and I was like, okay, you know, let's revert it back to topic of conversation. Guess he didn't want to hear that. He kept, every time I get on the phone with him, he's doing like a monologue about his life. Don't really like. I'm like, bro, if you want to do a podcast, just start your own up. I don't care to hear what you got to say. Do not care. You better go on your soapbox, make a soapbox, and preach to your imaginary friends. I don't care what you got to say. So back to the story.
Oh wow.
So after I questioned him again, he never responded back.
Of course he wasn't. Of course he wasn't. Of course he wasn't. Of course.
It's and I mean, but it and this is the hard part. Let me tell y'all something, man. And you probably won't believe it from me. You're just gonna have to experience it for yourself. Okay. In life, when you go after your dreams, if you're trying to hit the lotto, if you're trying to be somebody, you're going to fail more times than you're gonna win. That's the honest truth.
One more time. Say it again one more time.
If you're going after your dreams, trying to hit the lotto, I don't remember the last part I just said, but whatever it might be that you're trying to do, you're going to fail more times than you win. You know how those old people in like Florida and these random places in America end up winning the lottery? Because they probably been playing since they were 10. They probably done played 1,000,000 times. And God says, you know what? Because you've been so faithful and you done played 1,000,000 times, here's $1,000,000 back. Oh, I really won something. No, you didn't. Okay, you just won $1,000,000 of the one. Come on now, stay woke. You did not win nothing. You're still broke. Back to the story. Ooh. So, guys, me going after my dreams. Now, mind you, I'm a people person. All right, I meet a bunch of different people. Could be at my job. Yes, guys, I work at the airport, and do not edit this out because I want y'all to support me like you support your favorite stripper. All right, I work at Hartsfield Jackson Atlanta, Concourse B as in Bravo 09 at a kiosk Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, late morning to early evening. Y'all come see me, leave me a tip. I'm not talking about your penis, okay? I'm nicer to you, pocket change or something. Back to the story. So I'll meet some people. I'll meet people there. I'm always making them laugh. I give them my social media information, all that jazz, right? So I'll meet certain people and they'll be like, oh, I know this person. Okay, cool. Get what's your information? How can I make this happen? All right. But then sometimes it's like, okay, so what's up between me and you? What's up is the ceiling. That's what's up. What's up is my phone bill is due. Can you pay that? I'm tired of having guys in my DMs be like, oh, I wanna eat that. Well, why don't you eat this $250 light bill? Okay, get the hell out of my face. Or guys, you go to the gas station, they be like, oh man, you so fine, you so cute, trying to holler at you. If I'm so cute, why don't you pay for my gas?
Yes, pay my bills. Pay my bills. First of all, you shouldn't be approaching nobody that you're not ready for. Let's start there.
I think, but you gotta realize that when men, this is something I realized because I hang out with a lot of men. Something I realized about men is that it's a numbers game. Okay, so they holler at whomever. I mean, think about it, especially here in Atlanta, like it's 10-1. So if I say I'm cool on a guy, he's like, oh well, that's her loss. Let me go to the next woman. Same thing when you have men in your DMs trying to holler at you. They're doing that to as many women as they can. When you have a man come at you on a disrespectful level, it's because that type of disrespect works. Even though I have a look on my face that says I'm not an easy woman, and Chelsea, you have a look on your face and an aura about you that you're not an easy woman.
Say it again. Say it
No,
again.
I can just tell that you're not an easy woman. So of course, but the reason that you'll still get men to try you, and this is to any woman out there who has the same issue, the reason that you'll still get men to try you is because it works. They're like, well, look, the answer's always gonna be no, until you ask. And so or one of my favorite sayings that my youth pastor has said at the time, he said, behind every no there is a yes. So you can apply that to anything. So when, like I said, when you have these men come after you, say very lewd things, they'll send you penis pictures, whatever else it may be, they do that because there are women out there who don't mind that. Even when I tell guys I don't want to see that, because once you've seen one dick, you've seen them all. Okay. And to any woman out there who is ever dealing with a man who has a small penis and he says, well, how's it taste? Tell him it tastes like a pacifier. All right. Anyway.
Hey, stop coming for people next.
It's a shame. I'm like you must hate yourself, man. Like God must not really like you that much. Like, bro, 4 inches and that's on hard. Come on now. You better go get some extends. Back to the story. So no, like I said, the problem that
BlueQ.com, go get you some.
Back to the story, but it's like for me personally, it's frustrating because it's like, bro, like I'm really trying to work hard, going after my dreams. And sometimes, let me tell y'all this, I've had women as well where women have given me the runaround when it comes to me trying to jump on their podcast. I've had people who actually have interviewed me without pushing the record button and asked me for an hour of about myself and my work. And they still have said, okay, well, thank you for your time. And you're not what we're looking for at this moment. I've had people who I've done pre-interviews with, and they're like, wow, you really were good. And they're like, well, not at this time. So people like that need their credit score lower, and I hope that hope that you catch a Charlie horse every time you have sex, because you don't play with one of God's children like that. But again, guys, when you go after your dreams, this is destined to happen. Mm-hmm. And that's why it's so easy to give up. If you ever see somebody who's been working at Checkers for the last 40 years, like they've been the manager for the last 30 years, like they ain't trying to own nothing, it's because they're complacent. If they're complacent, if you see people who are been in the same relationship, and their relationship is detrimental to each other.
Exactly.
They're complacent. I mean, hell, I don't want to show my titties to somebody new. I'm going to show my titties to the same dog ass fool who keeps on bringing me crabs because he keeps on messing with old ass women. Crabs is an old ass disease, okay? Stop messing with me. Old ass disease? Yeah, crabs. It's an old ass disease. Who still gets crabs? Who still gets that? Anyway,
you're aggravating. That's
But
what
with
I'm
like
like,
I said, but like I said, with all that being said, oh wait, hold on. Shout out to the couples out there who are sharing the same STD medication. Shout out to the couples out.
baby.
Shout out to the women out there who are on like day 3 of their monostat. You just had sex with your boyfriend. And he's like, man, baby, really wet. Yeah, if only you knew. So like I said, going after your dreams is gonna be scary, and it's you're gonna have people to try you in multiple ways. They're gonna disrespect you,
Yep.
and disrespect can come in many different ways. Yep. It could come to somebody giving you a chance, and you thinking that you guys are gonna actually do something, and they're not. I have like a 3-strike rule. I have a three strike rule when it comes to me not trying to work with somebody.
Okay.
For example, if I email Chelsea on a Monday and she gets back to me later in the week and says, "Hey, I would like to, let's go ahead and set up something like a little meeting, get to know each other a little bit more." All right, cool. If I don't hear back from her about when to set up the meeting, I'm gonna wait a few weeks because maybe Chelsea got busy. Okay, I'm gonna reach back out to Chelsea again. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Whatever the usual response is. If they say, "Okay, let's do something this weekend." All right, this weekend comes. I don't hear nothing back. I said, "Okay, let me try again." Oh, my cat ate my keys and I had to take it to a vet.
Hun.
I'm gonna try one more time. A few weeks after that, if I don't hear none back from Chelsea, chuck it up as lost. Or if I hear something back from Chelsea, and then she still does the same thing she did a few weeks ago, that's it. You know what I learned as well? It's a lot of unprofessional adults out here.
Very much so.
I've been doing podcast interviews since October, right?
Right.
I probably do 15 podcasts a week.
Okay.
Let's just say 80 podcasts. It varies. It's been getting better as time has progressed.
Right.
Let's just say it's 80 podcasts. Mm-hmm. Out of those 80 podcasts, if the level of professionalism when it came with adults, I probably would have only been on 15 if I wasn't reaching out to people. If that. Maybe 10. You guys don't understand how that's frustrating because again, we all make mistakes. Sometimes, things slip our mind. Right. But I've had people say, "Oh, I totally forgot that we were supposed to do a podcast. You don't have a calendar? Are you still on a flip phone?" I actually want to get a flip phone. I felt so much power when somebody was talking to me reckless. Like, click. Can I borrow some click? Can you come watch the click?
Were these podcasts up and coming, or were they like very viewer-oriented podcasts?
You've had when did you start your podcast? Like April last year?
Yeah, I would say I started my podcast last year around the beginning of the year.
Okay. I've had people who've had podcasts that started around your time, before your time, just started a few months ago, and probably some that were established. And they literally were just sorry. I've had people hours late. I remember I jumped on this one podcast with these 2 guys. They were like 2021, right? Our age group.
Okay, yeah.
Now, there are some people who are young and they're very mature. Right. And there are some people who are young and they act like their shoe size. Mm-hmm. I met people who are our parents, our grandparents' age, and they have the mentality of a 15-year-old.
True.
So age doesn't really matter. But they were probably the worst podcast I've been on thus far. First off, they kept cutting me off. They jumped from one topic to the next. I was trying to get my jokes in. All that type of stuff. Now, typically, I always repost when somebody, posts the podcast and they tag my name. I repost. I made sure not to repost that one. I did not want them to go support them. I wanted their podcast to be shut down ASAP. I wish I could call a Better Business Bureau on podcasts and theirs would have been, annihilated. It was just that bad. Wow. Like, joke, like here, just I look at it like this. I'm all about professionalism.
Right.
Everybody, I mean, unless we are on the West Coast at Snoop Dogg's GGN network where it's okay to smoke weed, why are you on camera smoking weed? And I just
Do not tell me you were on a podcast where somebody was smoking weed on the podcast.
on Zoom, we were on Zoom podcast and I could see them like, hey, you smoke. Hey, so what type of weed you be smoking? I'm like, bro, guys, I'm not a smoker. If I smoke, it's on vacation or just because I want to. But guess what? I don't do. I'm not that type of person where you ain't gonna catch me online posting guns. When did that become cool? Like, oh, I got the last guns in the world, so I'm about to go ahead and flash them off. Like, haha, I got them. You don't. When did it become cool to show your money? When did that become cool? But when I ask you for $1, oh, you ain't got it. Oh, that's your rent money. I talked about fake ballers in one of my in one of my videos. But like I said, like you will never, it never was cool to me, unless you're, I guess, a rapper or
Right.
so. But it's never been cool to me for people to post videos or pictures of their weed or their shrooms, cocaine, whatever. Like that type of stuff, you will never ever catch me posting that unless it's maybe in my close friends, where the close friends are people I know for a fact they ain't gonna run around showing, oh, look at Kyndra. I have an established relationship with these people. But you ain't never gonna catch me on my story time getting some head from the game. No, homie, that's gonna be on my close friends. Just wait on it. I'm trying to manifest that, baby. I just know for a fact like that. Did you ever look at the 5 nigga Friday hashtags when he did it a few? Oh, child, you need to go. I remember one time he actually posted, he used to do 5 nigga Friday every other week, right? And one day I had commented, I was like, yes, or whatever I said, right? And then all of a sudden I saw two white men in my DM send me a picture of their penis. I'm like, sir, what is this? What I know I
I
wasn't
don't
the
want to
only
be
one.
rude, but it's a no for me. I don't do chicken. We don't do chicken.
Listen, white penis look like an uncooked chicken leg.
It do. It looks like chicken. I don't want that.
Exactly.
I have a question though.
Go ahead.
Okay, so as far as comedy, what exactly do you want to do? Stand up, television show. You want to do like something like Saturday Night Live? What is it that you want to do?
I can do all the above. I think when I showcase my talents on podcasts, I'm doing stand up. I'm not like say, hey, welcome to the stage, but and I'm like, where my single ladies at? I'm not doing any of that, but it's more so when I'm talking, I'm making people laugh. That is a form of stand up in a way. So I'm trying to go as far as God wants me to go to, in all honesty.
Do you think Black female comedians are well represented? Because just a few years ago, it was only, Tina Fey and all them gracing the covers of Vanity and all that stuff. But now we got women coming out. But do you think that we're well represented as far as comedy?
No, I think Black people as a whole, it's like no matter what we do, it seems like we're not represented as well as we should be, in a sense. It's like I feel like we're still so far behind. Like, why would they give Amy Schumer, who never was funny to me, why would they give her a really good Netflix deal, but Monique couldn't get one?
To this day, that still pisses me off. People were really on her hard about it. Oh, you doing too much. You crying. Do you know who Monique is? Do you know who Monique is?
She's a influential woman.
I don't think people know who Monique is.
They need to figure out who she is.
Because I was really confused about how they were really badgering her about wanting her. When you know your worth, man, and you demand it, people lose their minds because they don't know theirs. It was insane to me to see a Black woman have to go that hard, have to come to every radio station and put everybody in their place continuously, only for her to be right the whole time because she knew she was right. That's what really messed me up. It's the fact that she had to go through all that just to be proven right. When we knew she was right for asking for what she was worth. We knew that already.
That's real.
It's insane to me.
That's true.
Like, to this day, that stuff really makes me mad because when Dave Chappelle, and not even to make it a gender war thing, but when Dave Chappelle said, "Hey, do not go stream my TV show on Netflix," nobody watched it. He said, "Y'all, they're not paying me for what I'm worth. F it, don't watch it." Everybody said, "Cool, you right, brother. That's right, brother. Stick up." The black woman say, "Hey, I'm not doing that. You finna pay me." Girl, what you so mad about? Why you so mad? It's like, why can't she be upset for not getting paid what she's worth? And
that's true.
That a lot of comedians got to start asking for what they worth, man.
No, that's actually true.
They really
That's true.
profit off y'all, for real.
That is true.
That is crazy, man. Whew. All right. I have one more question.
Go ahead.
So, if not comedy, if you God tell you, look, Kyndra, I don't think this comedy gonna work out for you, but what are you gonna do? What is the next step?
I was gonna run my drug cartel. But,
hey man, put me on a team, man.
You gotta know how to fight now, in case somebody tries to steal your stuff.
Look at me. You know
what? You look like you used to beat people up back in the day.
Yeah,
how many street fights have you been in?
I would say 2. I fought my best friend's cousin, and then I had a big old fight with my family, and we kind of was like fighting everybody. It was like a big family. It
escalated from the house to the street.
Basically, it was like a family against family fight. So I would say.
So who breaks it up, or do y'all just get tired of fighting?
Basically, the cops came. You know, when the cops come, niggas go running. So everybody dispersed.
Oh, so are y'all cool to now, or is it still on site?
No, I don't know them. We don't know them. We don't know y'all. We beat y'all up. Go home. See y'all later.
What about your best friend's cousin? Are y'all still best friends, or like?
No, I don't even talk to her anymore. That was like elementary.
Oh,
that was my first fight. That was literally my first fight ever. I really beat up my best friend.
Oh, well, hey, go ahead. Shout out to you. But
no. So my old best friend, I beat your cousin up. Thanks for that. It was my first fight. I'm glad you let me beat her up.
Yeah, hey, it's okay. But no, I want to be author. Something I want to do. Child psychologist.
And I'm studying psychology too, and I feel like you would like it.
It is nice. I love psychology. I like picking men's brains. That's why they don't last long with me. Yeah. They don't be lasting long with me, honey. I think those are it. Those are really it. I can be a minister. I'm the first ordained, unordained minister. I be having Bible study at 7:00 on Tuesdays.
Really?
It's hood Bible study, so I mix it however I feel like mixing it. But everybody still gets to work.
Everything. You a podcaster, you a comedian, you in school. This is why I like you, because we on the same page.
I'm an entrepreneur.
What you say?
Entrepreneur.
Yes, say it again. That's our name.
Entrepreneur. That's what I'm gonna start calling myself.
We should make a podcast and name that bit Entrepreneurs.
All right. Y'all heard that first.
Y'all heard that here, man. And how about with it? Make sure you tune in. What time is it? Okay, so y'all, Kyndra has to go now. I was having so much fun with her, but she has to leave. She has stuff to do.
Yeah, I got like 5 interviews tonight.
Girl, okay. Booked and busy. This was Kyndra Crump, everyone. Can you please tell them where to find you, where to watch you? Come on, we need you. Shout yourself out, businesswoman, entrepreneur. We need the hashtags. We need the @names. Let's go. I'm ready. The websites.
All right. First thing is Instagram, Idolize Dynasty. IDOLIZE YouTube is Kyndra Crump, KYN as in Nancy, D as in David, R as in Rump, because I got a fat one and it's real. Shout out to real booties out there, because a lot of y'all ain't got them no more. Silicon Valley. So KYNDRA space CRU, M as in Mary, P as in Paul. I got 1.45K subscribers. I need y'all to keep on subscribing, okay?
You heard her.
Good stuff. And I would give out my Facebook information, but I don't care if we got one mutual friend in common. All right, decline. Shout out to the Africans. You ever notice that when you get one African request and you accept, the whole village comes? Village, stay where y'all at, okay?
Thank you.
So I'll say about that. Thank you so much. Shout out to Chelsea for believing in me to actually come on her show. You know, she doesn't give me to run around. And guys, this does not mean that all y'all can come on the show because a lot of y'all ain't got no talent. Oh, she got a podcast. Let me jump on. Man, if you don't go jump on a job application,
Woo!
okay?
That was the word.
Just saying.
That was the word.
People always, as soon as you doing so, oh, you got a new car, let me ride in it. Go get your own car.
You can't set the type of baby.
Just saying.
Wow. You guys, the beloved Kyndra Crump, man. Thank you for coming. I love having you. Have to come back.
Well, there you have it. The topic has been expressed from my perspective and from Kyndra Crump's perspective. But what about yours? How do you feel? Find your voice, use your voice, and start a meaningful conversation in the comment section of this video. I would love to connect with y'all, see how y'all feel about the exposure of Black female comedians. I see you, I hear you, and I love you. I will talk to y'all in the next episode.